then you could start. Yeah, you
Okay.
see that? Okay, great.
Yes.
You see it
Okay.
now?
Yep. Okay. Good morning. It's an absolute pleasure to introduce Lana Shalom. Lana Shalom is a certified Neurographica instructor and a coach since 2018. Before that, for almost 20 years, she was a special education teacher working with children and combining her knowledge of early education and bilingual education to create various programs and experiences for children. Since 2017, she has been leading and creating programs for adults that bring her knowledge and psychology and coaching. Lana enjoys taking various integrative practices and infuse it with Jewish philosophy and practice of Judaism. Besides Neurographica, Lana is also a certified Labyrinthine practitioner, laughter yoga leader, certified Ho'oponopono coach, certified Cast of Psychology of Money practitioner. And I have a link to her website that we're going to share on the chat afterwards. I know Lana for many years, and she is absolutely beautiful person inside out. And I'm so happy to introduce and finally have her here in this forum. Lana, please. I don't see, has she joined actually?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Hi, my name is Lana Shalom. Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Yael. I am so glad to hear everyone. Yes, I would love to see your beautiful faces. So this way it's going to be more personal and it's more understanding that I can see you and you can see me. Let me know if I should put myself as a speaker. Is this good? Can everybody see me this way better? This is like more bigger and everybody can concentrate. My name is Lana Shalom. I am originally from New York. Currently, I reside in Florida. Thank you for introducing me to this beautiful group, Yael. It's such a pleasure to be here. I am here to talk to you about Neurographica, an amazing, amazing new integrative method that's been taking over the world for the past 9 years. Actually, Neurographica just passed its 9-year birthday. It just celebrated 9 years birthday this past Saturday, Shabbat for us. Neurographica, I'm going to turn on, is it possible for me to turn on the presentation? I wanted to present you to what Neurographica is. Let me see if it's a possibility. I'm going to give you like 10 minutes of presentation. And as they say, it's better to present visually than talk about it, right? It's, I feel like if I present to you visually.
Hey, Lana, I just made you I just made you co-host. You should be able to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Can everybody see my presentation? I believe so, correct? You can just nod. You can say yes.
Yes, we see it. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, great. So what is Neurographica? Okay, some of you may heard about the method, some of you may not. Some of you may have seen the different drawings. I'm going to show you different drawings for you to understand what Neurographica looks like. Just look at the drawings. Just try to understand. Don't try to understand it, but like just see what it is. What is your first impression? Do you see any similarity? Do you see anything that strikes you as being, you know, as like being something like the same, something that's repeating itself within all the drawings? That's something is going to be an important part of what we're going to do today, because after the presentation, we're going to do some practice actually. I always like to include the practice into any of my, however short of a talk I give about what Neurographica is. Just notice, what do you notice? Okay, what is it? What are the impressions that the drawings are giving you? Most important part is to start understanding how does the drawing influence all parts of who you are? What does it tell you on the mental part? What is it telling you to your emotions? What do you feel within your body? If you actually do that exercise, you know, breathing in and out, what do I feel within my body? What is the sensation? Which body part? Breathing in and out, what are the emotions that connecting me, right, to this drawing, so that the drawing is reflecting within me? And you can do breathing in and out what is a meant, what is the thought? What are the thoughts, or one thought or many thoughts that's passing through my mind as I'm looking at the pictures? And breathing in and out, there's a way to connect further. This is the basic understanding of what Neurographica is. It's a basic kind of, not understanding, but an impression, okay? This is, if you started noticing, within all the drawings, we have something that looks like a wavy line. That's a special kind of line. It's a line that's called the neuro line. The Neurographica word has two parts in it, the word neuro and the word graphica. The word neuro is the word that connects the method to the neural pathways, to the way our mind thinks, the way our mind creates neural pathways. Okay, and that's an important part of it. That's what makes this impression so much more valuable and so much more kind of deeper of a process within us. Neurographica was created by a Russian psychologist. His name is Pavel Piskaryov. And here's an interesting part for you. Neurographica was created. Pavel lived in Israel for about 10 years. And at one point, he moved back to Moscow. He lived in Russia and Israel. And he always, Pavel was, he was a very well-known coach and psychologist, and he always thought about creating his own method. On April 29th, he remembers that day. It was a special day. He was traveling from Moscow to Israel on a plane, and he recounts the story as he never falls asleep on the plane. He always draws. He's an artist. He's an architect. He does stuff. And he says there was one brief moment when he fell asleep and the word Neurographica came to him in his sleep. And he finds it to be very symbolic that the word Neurographica came to him close to the skies of Israel, which he considers to be a holy land, right? Pavel himself is half Jewish, and he does consider, Israel, as many non-Jews do, as a holy land. And he found it to be very symbolic. The reason he remembered the date was when he came to Israel, he had students, he had to lead a session, and it was date Yom HaAtzmaut, right, which we just celebrated last week. And he remembers as it being a special holiday for him too, because that was the creation of Neurographica. Neurographica has been created on April 29, 2014. It's been, taught in more than 7 languages now. A lot of people who are certified as practitioners, instructors, coaches. What I want to tell you more is this part, okay? The connection of Neurographica to the neural pathways. What happened when we draw Neurographica, and it has been shown, it has been proven by scientific research. They did CAT scans, they did all kind of brain imaging, picture to see what's happening when people draw Neurographica. And the idea is, I actually want to go back. The idea here is that the neural line, which we're going to actually practice, I'm going to actually lead you how to draw a neural line correctly, kind of resembles the way neural pathways looks, the way neurons connect to each other. Okay, there are many different ways Neurographica is very significant. One of them is the neural line, and the second part of it is the way the neural lines connect to each other, okay? I think that's also something many of you may have noticed. If you look at the line, okay, let me give you, give me a second. I want to give you a picture that would be, oops. I don't know how I went here. No. Into the wrong. Okay, if you look at the way the drawings look, right? The idea within this is that there are no sharp edges. There are no intersections that have not been rounded. The rounding is also an important part of what Neurographica method is famous for, right? And the idea of the rounding is to bring the archetype of a circle within a person's reality, within a person's process of creating something. Neurographic, first and foremost, is a coaching method. Those of you who are familiar with the coaching method must understand, may you know what I'm going to tell you. Coaching is about making a goal and going towards your goal, right? Which is why I made the name of this session as how to reach your goal, okay? More or less, a lot of people can create goals, can talk about what their goal is. But the idea, right, that our main goal for all of us in our life is, how do we get to our goal? How do we actually make our goal a reality? The idea that Pavel created, that Pavel brought into the world through the method of Neurographica, is that when we create a new reality, when we bring in a new goal, we often have, some events that may accompany, right? When you want to change a reality, it will come, how they say magic comes at a price, right? It may bring in some areas within your life that you may not be happy, right? It's like when people wish for to win a lottery or to win $1 million, right? And then they get this note, oh, my grandmother died and I got $1 million, right? So it's like kind of bittersweet, right? Any amazing transformational changes we have in our life, if it's not properly processed through, it becomes bittersweet because something comes and something goes away. So the idea of the rounding, with the Pavel explains that what happens is that taking away the bitter part and just leaving the sweet, turning the corners into the round. That's something of a deeper concept that I'm inviting all of you to discover. I'm actually going to start the new course in Neurographica. I have cohorts, live sessions in Neurographica every 2 months. And this Wednesday, we're starting a new course. But I would like, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop my presentation. And I'm going to transfer my camera. I'm going to invite you to draw with me. I actually take a marker. Don't be worried. I have friends who are telling me, I don't know how to draw. I'm not good in art. Guys, I was not good in art. I had no idea what art, I'm not an artist. That's what I always thought until I discovered this method. This method is for anybody who knows how to hold a marker. Okay. If you know how to hold a marker, if you know how to write your name, you know how to draw Neurographic, okay? There's no need to worry that this is not art. This is not conventional art, but rather this is more abstract art, and everybody can do abstract art, right? If you know how to draw lines, if you know how to draw circles, you'll be good, okay? 1 second, let me make sure you guys see me. I'm just trying to, is this good? Yeah, I think you can see me now. Okay, so take a paper. And this is what I'm inviting you to do. Just start drawing something that looks like a wavy line, okay?
Can't see.
You can't see me? Can you see my video? Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, we can see it. Thanks.
Okay. So start drawing and start from one edge of the paper, okay? Like this, look. Just feel the marker. See where the marker wants to take you. Okay, I'm going to give you some guidelines and then I'm going to get quiet. I want you to draw in quietness so you can actually hear yourself. Listen to your hand, okay? See your hand as an extension of what your mind is telling you to do, and see your mind as an extension of the crown above you, right? Those of you who've been, few of you guys here have been to my live sessions, where I actually even do meditation before we start to draw, where we connect to the crown, we connect to Hashem, and we understand that everything we do in life is not just cause so, right? But it's really a connection from higher, right? A connection to Hashem, a connection to our soul, connection to our neshama. And our neshama is the one that guides us through the life, right? And this is what's happening here. Just quietly. It's important to breathe. Make sure you breathe, okay? Your body connects to the drawing when you breathe. Just draw a line, a wavy line that goes from one side of the paper to another. Breathing in and out, just connect to the line. Listen to what your hand is telling you to do. This is an interesting exercise. This exercise is great for mindfulness because this connects you to start to hear, those voices within you that you don't usually want to hear, right? Because we hear people tell us, don't listen to the voices. But I'm telling you the opposite. Listen to the voices. Actually listen to them. Listen to your inner child. Listen to your soul. Listen to your neshama, right? Maybe different parts of your soul. We know there are 5 parts of who we are on a soul level, according to Judaism, right? Listen to your mind. What is your mind telling you? What are the thoughts that pass through your mind as you draw the neural line. Listen and connect to your emotion or emotions, right? Many of us possess more than one emotion at a time. And most importantly, remember to breathe in and out every single time. Okay? Breathing is an important part of how we connect our reality, because our body connects us to our reality, to what we are seeking to change in our life. Okay? It's an interesting thing to see here, guys. You can stop drawing and just look at what you made. Okay, you're welcome, by the way, to share. If you're interested in sharing, I'm actually going to share the gallery. You're welcome to turn on your videos and show me what you made. Beautiful, beautiful, Yael. Yael actually came to live sessions when I used to teach in Brooklyn, right? Just share. Don't worry about it being a certain way. Don't worry about any expectation that I may have. I don't have any expectations of you. Beautiful, Lillian. Excellent. I don't have any expectations of you. Susie, beautiful neural lines. Yes, Vicky, excellent. And start sharing. Share with yourself first. How did you feel? What was it within your mind or emotions? It can be either or it can be a combination of any four parts of who we are, right? Because we all know that we are body, we are emotions, we are thoughts, and of course we are soul. What happened within you? You're welcome to open up your microphones and even share. What were the thoughts or the emotion that were going through you? Maybe body sensations? Anybody?
Hi. I'll be brave and speak. My name is Esty. Thank you very much. Good morning. I have to tell you, do you know that I started to cry? I literally started to cry.
Process that we all connect to. When you just shared with us that you started to cry, I think we're all connected to that process and we all brought it closer to us, right? And this is the beauty of a group process, right? Many of you have been through group processes. We share experiences. We share processes with each other. Thank you. Thank you for being brave and sharing with us, Esty. Who wants to go next?
It's interesting. I have to say one more thing. I was, there was a certain, if I had time to think about it, as the lines, the third line was coming on, flowing out, you know, I felt childlike and like a bird, like flying, like soaring. I don't know how to, it was like on a swing. And you see, I'm getting emotional. It's crazy.
Is this line?
I was totally fine this morning. I'm not a Lulu, but it came out. I don't know. So I'm sharing it.
We're giving you a virtual hug. We want to give you a virtual hug.
Thank you.
I want to share mine. Can you hear me?
Welcome, Rivka. Yes, we hear you, Rivka.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm one of those people that I've tried to be, I tried again and again to see if I have any artistic part of me. And I always got so discouraged. And this was so calming. My body just completely relaxed and it felt flowy and it felt so good to do that.
So glad to hear. Yes. Excellent. Thank you, Rivka. Beautiful neural lines you made. I love it. I see it. So pretty. Somebody asked in the chat, does it have to be a dominant or non-dominant hand? The regular practice involves the dominant hand. Yes, because that's what connects you to all the experiences, all the process within you. Anybody else wants to share? Let's go on a further, okay? We have some time? Yes, we do. How about this? I'm going to take you on a further practice of this method. Whatever you drew, those of you who drew, those of you who didn't, that's fine. You can watch the camera of what I'm doing. Use your finger, okay? Remember, the finger is also the extension of your hand. And your hand is, if you do, right, you can even visually touch yourself. You can Go with your hand up, further up, touch your elbow, right? Connect again in a Jewish way, right? We connect to the fact that the elbow is a part of our body that we can bend. And that's a part of our body that reminds us that sometimes, right, just like our hand, we straighten our hand and then sometimes we're straight, we're erect, right? We stand straight, but sometimes we need to bend. And that's what the part of the elbow is. And connect to the fact that we're all Jewish women and we cover our elbows, right? That connect us to modesty, to tzniut. And again, we're going further up, connecting ourselves to our shoulder, right? We'll go further up. You can actually do it with your hands. Connect yourself to your ears, right? Go up to your shoulders, connect yourself to your ears, connect yourself to your head, right? And connect.
I
You can
cannot
touch.
see what you do.
You want to see me, guys? Okay. Actually,
I don't see what you do. Does everybody else see it?
second, yes. I'm gonna show you. I thought I'm gonna lead you by my sound, but let me change my camera. Okay, it's getting dark. Let me change the video. Okay, here you go. And as you go up your shoulders, connect your ears, right? And every single body part of yours.
Can't see you.
Huh?
Can't see you. I see Hadassah.
You should be able to see me because I put the speaker as a main.
Yeah,
We see
I
you.
see you. I see you.
If nobody talks here, you guys can be able to see me because if I talk, yeah. So as you go through each body part,
Everyone should mute themselves because their image is coming up if they're not muted while you are speaking. That's helpful. Thank you.
so when you touch every single body or part of it, just like I mentioned the elbows, right? When we touch the elbows, we connect what the elbow represents to us in our life, right? And we connect to what elbow represents to us as a Jewish woman, right? As all parts of who we are, all the roles, all the masks that we wear, so to say, right? Because we all wear different masks, right? And then we connect to our shoulders. Think about what the shoulder is for you, right? You can do up, back, down. That's a body dynamics, a new type of, that's something new that I'm actually learning. That's a new way to connect to reality, to connect to your body. When you connect to your ears, think about what ears represent to you. Think about what would you like to listen? What would you like to hear in your life? And you can also think about what you would like not to hear in your life, right? As Jewish women, what do we think about it? Of course, we think about Lashon Hara. What do we don't want to hear about? But what we do want to hear, right? So ears represent that, choosing what we want to hear, right? If we go further up, if we get to our head, right? You can touch the crown. You can actually build the crown, right? You can go like this, build the crown, feel the crown on your head, connect to the crown. This is the crown of Hashem. This is the crown that connects us, right? To the upper part of who we are, connects us to the name of Hashem, right? Connects our neshama to the higher part of who we are. And then when I usually do the meditation, we go actually back forward, go down, get back to our hands, okay? I'm going to turn the camera back again because I want to show you an interesting exercise. For those of you who didn't draw with me, but you still would like to feel the idea of the neural line, right? What the neural line means to you. Give me a second. Let me turn off the background. Come back and just choose your finger, okay? Choose any line on your paper. Those of you who, again, are just visually watching me, I'm going to choose this line. Guys, choose intuitively. Don't worry about it being a certain way. Just intuitively feel, breathing in and out. Yeah. What is the line that wants to lead us on? Somebody wanted to ask me something?
You're gonna do it now?
All right.
Let me wash my hands.
Okay. Okay, I'm back. So take your finger and go on a walk on the line. Okay, and this is interesting to see. The idea of a neural line came as an idea that there are no straight lines in nature. If you look at nature, there are no straight lines. And as humans, we know that life is never a straight line. Life is like a neural line. You walk, and then all of a sudden you turn. You go up, 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 and the line is wavy, right? Life is never straight. It's always wavy. It's always goes from one side to another. And then again, sometimes we have a turn and we can't always see what's behind that turn. But we have an emunah in Hashem. We have a bitachon in Hashem, right? Which is like a higher level of emunah. And we continue going further. We continue going knowing that Hashem has something in mind for us, has something special planned in life for us. So we continue talking. Again, sometimes we need to turn, and sometimes we're afraid, and it's okay to be afraid. It's good to stop and just embrace yourself, embrace your inner child, and say, it's okay. It's okay, and gather resources, right? Again, those of you who are in coaching, either learned or work with a coach, we have a coaching word called resources, right? Sometimes we stop to gather resources, and then we continue, okay? And this is the interesting part. Try walking a neural line. Okay, and that also will connect to you, okay? Neural line is the way our life works. It's wavy. It goes right, it goes to the left, it goes up, and then sometimes it goes down, but it inevitably goes always further on. And there is a principle in Neurographica that says that the paper has no scale. The scale of the paper has no ending, meaning what we see on the paper is just what we see on the paper. The idea is why, remember I told you start with one edge of the paper and always finish on the other edge. Never stop in the middle of the paper. Why? Because the idea is if I take a paper and I put it next to this paper of mine, theoretically, I can continue drawing my line because that's what it is, right? And that's the metaphor of a neshama, right? Neshama always goes on, right? And that's what it is, the idea that what we see on the paper is just what the paper reveals to us. But the lines, the neural line, continues on beyond what we can see on the white paper. Is that something too mystical for you guys, or it's something you can relate to? And there are many other ways to connect in Neurographica. What I just gave you was like maybe my live sessions are usually like at least 8 hours long. So what I just gave you was like what, 30 minutes of that, maybe even less, right? But the idea is that what I just did, see what I did? I connected, I infused, I integrated one line through another. And this is the method. This is the process called rounding. When you connect that all, when you connect to the fact that all intersections can be more infused with each other, right? Look at this, right? Yeah, I'm going to show you a drawing that wasn't completed. This is my drawing pad. Okay? You can see I didn't finish adding color here, right? And you can see I have no sharp lines in any of my lines. That's a part of it. When we add this part, what we call rounding, it's adding a partial circle, okay? And circle is what I mentioned earlier before, is a resource. Circle is an archetype of harmony, love, care, comfort. Circle is an archetype of a motherly love, of a feminine energy. Circle is what connects all of us. We all hear Jewish women and we connect to a circle. And we know that in Judaism, circle connects us to what? What does the circle remind you of, guys? A very important Jewish feminine symbol in Torah. Miriam, the tambourine, right? And that's the idea. The circle is all of us connecting, all of us holding hands together and leading a circle dance for the glory of Hashem. And I would like to leave this message for you. I want to give each and every one of us a bracha to be a circle, to be a care and comfort to ourselves, first of all, to our inner child, right? Then to people who are the closest to us, our children, our spouses, right? Our family members, siblings, parents, and of course, our dear friends. And then to go further to our community. Connect to our community, first of all, nearby, and then worldwide, which we're doing here, right? I know there are women here from all over the world. I'm going to turn my camera now. Oh, you got to see my room. And somebody asked for connection. You can find me. My website is lanashalom.com. Lana, the way you hear it, SHALOM. I have a YouTube channel where I explain this method in details for people who are new, for people who are not new. You can hear all about every single aspect of what Neurographica is. You have it, you wanted to ask something?
Hi, I just wanted to know at the ends, after rounding like the intersections, I saw you put a circle. Is that what you were telling? Was that in addition to put a circle into certain areas, or were you just with this exercise?
I actually just put a circle to kind of show you what the rounding represents. And then I put a circle to bring you closer to the idea of a circle, what a circle represents in Judaism, right? Remember, I connected you to Miriam and Miriam's tambourine, and that's an archetype of a circle. But in general, you're absolutely right. A circle is an important attribute of what Neurographica drawing is. And just to share with you that Neurographica drawing involves 8 steps. I showed you just like a part of the third step, step 2 and step 3, how to draw a neural line and how to round them. But one of the steps is to add a shape. And the shape represents A, a resource, B, a goal that we're desiring to reach. When we put a circle, this is another way to explain Neurographica would be, you know how people make visual boards? So this is drawing your own visual board, where shapes represent certain ideas within your mind. Each shape is an archetype that is connecting to something within your mind that has, you know, that your mind understands, right? Neurographic is like a language of its own, right? Here, I'll show you another drawing I did. This is the basics course, right? Big oval represents the idea that we have reached the goal. And the question I ask always, because this is the coaching practice, is ask yourself, how will I change when I reach this goal? And that's a coaching question, which means that will kind of give you an idea, something to process, right? Remember, in coaching, questions are more important than the answers, right? Something to think about, like, why do I want to reach this goal? Why is this goal important to me? But most importantly, it's going beyond, right? Those of you who play chess, you know how you always have to think 3-4 steps ahead, right? So this is the idea where you have, when you create a goal and you think, how will I change as a result of reaching this goal? You're going a step further. You're not just thinking about reaching the goal, but you imagine yourself reaching the goal already and thinking, what will happen? What are the changes that will take part within my life and within the life of people around me? Okay, so this is like, again, half an hour is definitely not enough to explain the whole depthness of the method and the richness and the fact that this method works miracles, okay? It really works if you know how to use it. It does help you understand what your goal is, create a visual kind of pathway to where your goal is, and then reach your goal in reality, okay? Welcome to attend my sessions. I give classes and courses every 2 months live, but then all my sessions are recorded, so you can always take it remotely and then join the live sessions every 2 months. And just learn the method further. Those of you who are practitioners and psychologists and coaches, or who just wants to practice this the way I do, right? For like realistic purposes, you can make money, you can do this with other people. You're welcome to join me and become a specialist in Neurographica. There are different levels. The first one is the basics. The next one is a specialist. Specialist people use Neurographica in their practice legally. You know, that's what I train them to do. Any questions? I know I gave you a lot of information to process. So welcome to process.
Can you explain the intersections one more time? It was very fast, like where you round those intersections.
So the intersection, the idea of the intersection, okay? Look what happens. When we create intersections, what do we create? We create 2 intersections. I'm sorry, 1 second. My kids are, yeah, I have to take them to school. Give me a second. Finished saying. So the idea that when you create an intersection, it creates a sharp angle, okay? It creates triangles, right? Triangle 1 on top, triangle 1 over here, triangle 1 over here, right? We have 4 triangles at every intersection. Triangles are the opposite of our archetype than what the circle was. Remember, circle was care, comfort. Triangle is opposite. Triangle is challenging. Triangle is conflicting. Triangle is trying to go up the mountain. Is it easy to go up the mountain? No. You need a lot of resources. You need a lot of strength to go up the mountain. And even more importantly, if anybody ever went up the mountain, you know, going up the mountain is half the issue. Going down is even more complicated than going up, right? So you need a lot of strength to go down. Triangles are the archetype when you need to overcome challenges, which is opposite of a circle. Circle is opposite. We want to care. We want to be taken care of. Circle is like, you know, Hashem taking care of you. It's the idea that Hashem is everywhere in the world. And when we have intersections, we have triangles. So the idea is when we bring the rounding when you go to my YouTube channel, the very first video that will pop up is how I show how to create rounding in intersections. You're welcome to watch it. And the idea is that when we fill in those little intersections and make it rounded, make it non-sharp, we bring a bit of a circle. We bring the idea of a circle into our life. And the idea is that when we ask for a new goal, for a new reality, we want it to come in with care and comfort. We want to have $1 million and to have a grandma alive, so to say, right? And that's the idea. This is what we all want, right? And that's the beauty of this method, that it allows you to. Is it manifesting or for therapy? Both. It's a coaching practice, which means a person comes to you and says, I want to do this and this. I want to reach my goal of opening a business, or I'm working currently with people on finding their spouses, right? Singles, right? And that's what it is. It's about using the power of the manifest, but going further than just visualization. Okay, visualization is just in our mental capacity. But when we draw and we connect our hands to it, it's involving all parts of who we are. It's involving our body. It's involving our visualization, which means our mental capacity. While we do this, I connect the person to all four parts of who we are. Remember how I took you through remember I told you breathing in and out, connect to your thoughts, connect to your emotions. It's important to go through all parts of who you are to really reach your goal, okay? There's no shortcuts. You must embrace, you must connect to your body, to your mind, to your emotion. When you do all three of this, you connect further. Because when you go through the first three parts of who you are, you connect to the fourth part. The fourth part is scientifically called inside, but non-scientifically is what we call the soul, what we call neshama, right? And our soul knows what is, what was, and what will be. And our soul is what will guide us, will give us clues. Which pathway should we go further? Do we go to the right? Do we take the pathway that leads up or the pathway that leads down? Because we all know sometimes we do need to go down in order to go up, right? So again, I gave you a lot of thoughts for process, a lot of ideas. Welcome to visit my YouTube channel. Welcome to watch videos where I explain how the method works. I explain why it works. I give all the details. I give a lot of background information. Any other further questions that you guys have?
I have a question. Have you tried to do it with your kids? Or like, I suspect you did. From what age did you try to integrate it with your kids?
You can do this with kids of any ages. The only issue is that the rounding, right? You have to explain the rounding correctly to the kids. I'm not yet certified. I'm actually learning how to do this with kids. Not yet certified, but for kids, the best idea to explain it. Actually, for kids, you just draw lines and you just draw circles. Okay, remember how I mentioned circle is an amazing archetype that we'll bring in? Circles. Once you draw circles, that's what kids can do. They just draw circles. Going round and round is very soothing. Okay, you can just try it on your own. Just take a paper and draw circles. It's going to be very soothing. It's going to give you this amazing idea. And with kids, there are different ways to explain how to do things. You can use Play-Doh because kids are not completely connected to the flat area, right? They have a hard time understanding fully how to draw things. So you need to create 3D ideas for them. Like Play-Doh is one way. You take a Play-Doh and you create like a little worm out of it, right? And then you put it next to the two lines and you show them how the line can be rounded. There are different ways to do it with kids, but definitely you can do this with teenagers. That I can attest. My daughter personally was drawing since she was 15. Ever since I discovered it, she loves it. She uses it to draw whatever issues she has in life. I have some questions. I know you have it. You raise your hand, and I also have questions here in the chat. Yes, do you have it?
Just quick question regarding color, because we didn't go to that, and I'm sure that's a whole thing, but what would you say from the person? It sounds so interesting to learn more, but is this just a color? Where do you color? How would you go about coloring?
Coloring is actually one step of the, remember how I said there are 8 steps? It's called the 8 steps of the algorithm. I explain it on my, if you go to my YouTube channel, it has 8 steps of the algorithm where I explain each step, explaining the understanding of what each step represents and how to do it. So the idea of the color, it represents archetyping. When we color in Neurographica, we don't color each of the little shapes that we create, right? Notice how I colored here, okay? Colors represented in Neurographica are called coloring, creating big figures, okay? Notice my coloring, like over here, is more pink. The whole shape of oval is green, okay? A little bit gold. What we don't do in Neurographica is color mosaic, meaning each shape is colored different colors. That's the opposite of what we're trying to connect. When we color in Neurographica is we're connecting to the archetypes within ourselves. We connect to the people, to the, remember how you mentioned when I connected this morning, I heard you guys say it, we connect to Rebbeim, right? We mentioned Avraham Avinu. Why are we connecting to them? Because they're huge, they're very important and very strengthened resources within our Jewish kind of community, right? Jewish people, I would say Jewish people, Jewish community worldwide, right? Everybody can connect to Avraham Avinu, feel the strengths, draw the resource from that amazing, amazing character that we have in the Torah, right? And that's what it is, visually, right? When we draw, when we color, we connect to strong figures in our ancestry. And that includes my personal family ancestry or the ancestors who are like humongous figures in our, let's say, community, right? Or in my personal, let's say, connecting to maybe some strong woman, okay? Or something like that. It's like coloring is step 5 in Neurographics. So that's like going deeper and understanding deeper. I'm gonna read the question that were asked in the chat, okay? Oh, thank you. Yes, Sarah, welcome. Welcome to visit my website. I'm starting the live session this coming Wednesday. Again, if you miss it, don't worry, you can watch it in recordings. I do live sessions every 2 months. So if you miss the live sessions here, you can attend next one and you can come as many times as you want. Once you buy a course with me, you can stay with me, you know, as long as you want and come as often as you want. Very had to ask this. So people were in debt, were overnight paying their bills, okay? I didn't understand the question. People were in debt, were overnight paying their bills. Didn't understand the question. If your goal is asking, can this help in a financial sense? Absolutely, yes. I use this method a lot. I have a course that called Financial Regeneration that focuses on financial increase, you know, how to increase your financial ability, your financial way. And it's not just, you know, money, because money is never about money. I'm a psychology of money practitioner. So money is never about money. Money represents something else in our lives. And money is about what is it that we want in life? What are the resources that are weak and we strengthen them, okay? Esting disorder? What's esting disorder? I haven't heard of that. Somebody wrote, can this help with esting disorder? Oh, eating disorder, yes. Yes, I have a program that we did last year where we worked through our issues with food, right? Eating disorders, AKA. And I didn't just use the Neurographica method. I used the Bodynamics method. Bodynamics is an amazing method that involves the body. We went through that. Absolutely, guys, this can help with any coaching issue, whatever. It cannot help with anything that requires psychiatric help, okay? but it does help with anything that would require a coach. This is a coaching method. So any goal you have, you sit down, and there are different ways to draw things, okay? Different ways to manifest, as you call it, right? To bring different resources in your life. You figure out what your resources are needed in this field that you're looking for, and you bring that resource through the drawing. Cheryl raised her hand. Yes, Cheryl,
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you. It's Chaya, actually. I'm wondering thank you for your presentation. I'm wondering whether the rounding is the major key to the therapy, so to speak, that you're experiencing. In other words, is it like kind of like when you have an issue, and then you do the drawing, the neuro lines, and then you round it? Does the rounding actually, soothe your neshama and help you manifest a more rounded solution? Is that a key to what you're describing?
That's basically an integral part of it. The rounding part is major part, because you cannot, like, this is a rule in Neurographica. Once you start to draw, you cannot stop drawing until you rounded all the edges. The coloring and the adding shapes, you can actually do it later. Like, you can take a break, feed the kids and then come back. But when you draw neural lines and you intersect them the way we did it today, right? So that's going to be my homework. I'm going to come back after I take the kids to school, and I'm going to sit down and round out all the neural lines, all the intersections that we can have created. Why? Because it's an important part. Because rounding is the therapeutic part. If that's what you're asking, it is. Yeah, it is the therapeutic part. It is because again, through rounding, we bring in that important part of what we're seeking. I like to call it what our inner child is seeking, right? Care, comfort, attention, love, everything the mother gives to her children, right? We all know that a motherly energy is what? Is care, comfort, love. And that's the idea, what a child or what we are as a child seek from Hashem, right? What are we looking from Hashem, right? We look at in people around us, but really we're looking for it from Hashem. We're looking for love. We're looking for care. We're looking to be understood. We're looking to be listened to, right? And that's what it is. The circle part represents that, and the rounding connects us to that.
So are we supposed to bring up thoughts of problems and then think of them being rounded out? Is that what's supposed to happen?
What we really do when we do the rounding is actually go through the process that I taught you, that I actually gave you a bit of. When you round it, it's important to connect, and in the practice, I actually teach how to do that. We actually write it down. Breathing in and out, connect to your body. What is the body sensation you're connecting to? Which body part you're connecting to? You need to connect to all three parts of who you are. Connect to what your body is. What do you feel at this moment? But don't overanalyze. This is the important part. We're not overanalyzing. We're connecting, writing it down, and then moving on. Connect to your emotion. Connect to your thought. When you do the three of them, then you do a deep breathing in and out. You say a special phrase that I brought in myself, and it's such an amazing phrase I can share with you. It's called, it goes like this. I'm aware and I acknowledge all of my body sensations, all of my thoughts and my emotions. And I give it space and place within my mind, and you can actually touch your forehead, within my heart, and you can put your hand on your heart, within my body, put your hand on your tummy, within my whole being, and within my whole life. And after that, you do a series of 2 to 3 breathings. And that creates this kind of meditational kind of feeling. And that's how you create to your neshama. That's how you connect, to your neshama. You connect to that part of you, the inner part of you, that kind of tells you who you are and what you are and where are you going, and where you're coming from. It connects all of you together. So, but then again, I seriously, I'm giving you it's 8 hours of live session. Actually, what Sarah asked, your live course can cover beyond your YouTube videos? Absolutely, yes. My YouTube videos are complementary to what I actually teach during the live sessions. Just that the live sessions are 8 hours, and a lot of times it's more practice, right? But I want people to understand beyond practice. I want them to get the understanding of a deep understanding of what this method represents. And that's why I create a lot of YouTube videos. I could do live sessions where I explain different ideas and different kind of aspects of what Neurographica represents. Somebody else asked me something.
Thank you.
Anxiety, you're welcome. Anxiety disorder, yes. If you have anxiety, just drawing the neural lines can help you. Drawing circles. There is no published book yet. There's a book in Russian, but I actually translated. Pavel wrote a book explaining what Neurographica is. I actually translated the book. And we're currently seeking a publisher. Well, not me, but Pavel is seeking the publisher to publish the book in English. It's still in the process, let's put it this way. So there is no book, but if you go to my website, I actually have a blog where I put things, you are like me, visual learners. I have a lot of things in writing that you can read on my website. Yes, the website does have classes and prices, yes. If you go to my website here, I'm going to show it to you. It does, here, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to share my screen with you again. Okay. So this is my website, lanashalom.com. It's going to take you right away to the website that's called Neurographica-coaching. But don't worry about remembering Neurographica-coaching. Just remember lanashalom.com. And it says School of Neurographica, and then it tells you basics course in Neurographica. And here are the flyers, okay? If you go to the green flyer, it does give you the price, okay? It gives you the next dates, the live sessions, May 3rd and 10th. We start at 12 o'clock and we finish at 4. It's a 4-hour long. Again, everything is recorded. So if you can't attend the whole 4 hours, you can watch it in recording and you can get certified. Well, you get certified. The fees are $200. If you want to get a special bonus, a Neuro Miracles course, it's actually a course we drew for Hanukkah, right? I explain how to bring miracle in your life through the use of the method. So for $50 more, you get $150 value, the Neuro Miracles course, but it's your choice. You can take it with the bonus, without the bonus. Either way, you get the actual course, okay? With all the recording, I give a lot of materials. For those of you who are visual learners, I'm very unique in that sense. I give you session notes where you cannot don't just follow what I'm saying, but actually read it, which is a big, huge help for people.
Lana, I want to thank you so much. We are so privileged to have had you with us this morning, and it's been just amazing. There's so much interest in what you're doing, and you've given us a real gift. And thank you so much for your generosity and for your knowledge. And thank you, Yael, for